In this video, we're going to cover how you manually adjust ROIs in the Western Blot Utility. So in this case, we already have an experiment open and we've selected one of the images. To manually adjust an ROI, obviously you need one to exist. So here we're going to automatically select our reference and let the auto detection process take place. So clearly here we have a miss. And on the end, let's get into one of the first actions you have, which is delete. So there are a few ways to delete, but the easiest way is to right click and delete an ROI. At any point you can undo that. This application supports undo and redo, so I'm just going to undo that to now demonstrate that I can click the delete button and I can also remove the ROI. You'll notice here, and it's important to call out, that the ROI is removed, but the lane is not. This is as designed. The ROIs and the lanes are separate because the idea is if you rearrange your ROIs after you've already labeled lanes, like let's say I've made lane 4 control, I can rearrange the ROIs and the lane metadata will stay present. So in some cases, this is obviously not the desired behavior and we're just going to remove the lane. So you can right click the lane and just remove it. And then just to demonstrate that you could right click, remove the lane, it will also remove the ROI. The lane is ultimately a parent for the ROI. So if you remove the lane, it will also remove the ROI. And in this case, that is ultimately what we want to do. So that covers deletion. And let's say, all right, you got the right lane count, you got the right ROI count. You need to just move a ROI because it's not satisfactory. Like let's say this one's up here, right? Obviously that's not where we want it. So you can click and drag any ROI to then position it in the desired location. So that is convenient, but also can be really difficult for really coarse adjustments, really fine adjustments. And in that case, you have the fallback option of editing the raw pixel position over here on the right panel. So let's say I want to reposition this last one more carefully. I see that it's in lane 5. So I'm going to go to the Y position and I'm going to say I want to make this 2 pixels higher. So I'm just going to make it 322. And there you can see it's a slightly better fit. And I can just, if I wasn't happy with that, I can always just undo the action, but I actually was. So I'm going to redo the action. And just to clarify what I'm doing in the background is I'm using Control Z and Control Shift Z. So Control Z to undo, Control Shift Z to redo. So that covers how you would move an ROI. But let's say you're happy with the positions of the ROIs, you're happy with the ROI and lane count, but you need to change the boundaries, right? Like I can clearly see here that the first ROI is probably a little too tight, and I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the height of those ROIs. Currently, to adjust the height and width of an ROI, it's a global operation. So it applies to all of them. And this is because the calculations are easier to do and more robust if all regions are the same size in the same image. So in this case, I adjusted the height and I can clearly see all the ROI heights being adjusted as well. And if I didn't want to do the manual increment with the plus and minus, I could just type in a value as well. It's important to call out that everything is moved, or I guess adjusted relative to the centroid. So if you were to increase width by 12th, obviously it adds 1 pixel to the left and 1 pixel to the right. And then if you're adjusting the height, then it adds 1 pixel to the top and 1 pixel to the bottom. And then if it's just 1, it alternates between which sides you're adding to. So if I were to like add 1, it adds to the left, and then add another one, it adds to the right. It oscillates. So that's how you adjust the width and the height. And then if you need any bulk actions, I kind of I haven't demonstrated these. You can either choose declare ROIs, which will get rid of all the ROIs, but all the lanes are still here. Once again, you can always just undo that action if you need to, or you can clear lanes if you just want to get rid of everything. And even though I've been using the keyboard shortcut, you do have the option of the edit menu where you can undo or you can redo actions. So that covers, well, actually it doesn't cover all the actions you have at your disposal. The last action you have is in some cases a ROI may just be missing, in which case you can click anywhere on the image that's not an existing ROI, and it'll create the properly sized region from the reference location of your cursor. So in this case, we can see an ROI was created and added to lane 5. So yeah, that covers all the manual actions you have at your disposal in the Western Blot utility.